So, thank you all for joining. Thank you for joining Reconnect and Recharge with me this afternoon. I'm Callista. The afternoon isn't called Callista. Just before we start, a couple of things. If you are new to the practice, please let me know. Also, if you've got any injuries or any conditions that I should know about. And if you are pregnant, congratulations, that's wonderful news. If you are in the first trimester of your pregnancy, I would advise coming back after you've passed that first trimester, just that you're keeping yourself and baby safe as well. So, now that we've got all of that out of the way, if you haven't already seen my message in the chat box below, please make sure you've got blankets, cushions, bolsters, whatever it is, handy for the restorative and meditative part of the practice at the end. So, today we're going to be working with senses. We're going to do a little bit more work on this next week as well. I just wanted to kickstart that off this week. So please make sure that you're in a comfortable position. So if you need to readjust, just as I'm talking, please feel free to do so. You might be getting yourself ready with your blankets and pillows, etc., etc. So one of the parts of the brain, which is called the thalamus, deals with all the sensory information, most of the sensory information. And it's been shown that in some populations that are dealing with high stress, anxiety, depression, this part of the brain can actually be affected. So how do we help boost this part of the brain? How do we help make it a little bit more, I wouldn't say resilient, but maybe grow this part of the brain and grow some more connections here? Well, we can do it through various types of sensory input. So touch is a really good one. And we're actually going to have a moving body scan at the end of the session, at the end of the class. So it's a very gentle way to mobilize the body. It's nothing too strenuous. You'll be lying down for this. But it's just to get that mind-body connection. So, without further ado, if you aren't already there, please start to make your way to a comfortable seated position, whatever that looks like. It might be like this. This may not be comfortable for you at all. So, sorry folks, a little bit of a tech thing there. Are we back on? I hope so. Yes, we are. Right. Sorry about that. That's what we've got to deal with in the times of COVID. Be a little bit more flexible and more fluid. Work with what we've got. So, let's just drive over that speed bump. Where were we? Talking about the body scan at the end. So we'll take a very short body scan, 5 to 7 minutes, and that's how we'll finish off the class today. So please make sure you're in a comfortable seated position. Yes, that's what I was saying, coming back to my original subject. Make sure you're in a comfortable seated position. It may be like this. You might be sitting on your heels. Maybe your legs are outstretched. Perhaps you're leaning your back against a wall, but making sure that your spine is long. Oftentimes when we start to round the spine, this is a kind of fetal position, and it signals to the body hibernation mode. And so you might start to get a bit sleepy. If you've ever been, at school, which we've all been to school, if you ever found that you were slumping over your desk and your teacher told you to sit up straight, that's why. It helps open the front of the body, makes you a little bit more alert. So let's stay alert, but in a place of calmness. So maybe you're bringing the eyes to be downcast, maybe even closed, whichever feels most comfortable for you right now. And And we'll open with some soothing breaths. So I know I just spoke about that hibernation mode. I was talking about the position of the body. This is what animals do just before they bed down to sleep. So we'll take 3 short inhales, followed by a long exhale. And we pause after each inhale, so there's no exhale. So it's inhale, another inhale, and then another inhale, followed by a long exhale. And as you take these 3 inhales, think about it like you're filling up your lungs in thirds, so in 3 bits. So it's like, excuse me, the breath is waving into the body, down into the bottom portion, then into the middle portion, then into the top portion, and then exhale, the whole breath waves out of the body. So let's take 3 breaths like this. So 3 rounds of this inhale, 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 and long exhale. Okay, so finding a comfortable position for your hands, your arms, lengthening out through the spine so you can get that full breath. Take an exhale. Good, we'll take a small inhale, pause, another inhale, pause, final inhale, pause, long exhale, inhale, pause, another inhale, pause, final inhale, pause, long exhale. Final round. Inhale, inhale, last inhale, long exhale. Lovely. Now starting to channel the breath nice and slowly in and out through the nostrils. Now I'm very well aware that it's coming up to cold and flu season, so you might find that you start to get a little bit congested. If that is the case, feel free to breathe in and out through the mouth, but just as a little heads up, the best way to keep the breath and your nervous system as calm as possible is nasal breathing. It helps lengthen the breath, and it means that you're not hyperventilating. Take another couple of breaths here. And think about it like you've got a little string attached to the crown of the head, and with the inhale it's lifting you up, even if it just feels like, oh, just a millimetre. Finding that length and energy reaching through the spine. Good. So as I said, we're going to use different kind of sensory information. We already used one sense. You're using one sense to listen to me as I instruct you through this. And you're also using your eyes just to see what's going on. So we'll play a little bit with closing our eyes, if you feel comfortable with this, and keeping our eyes open throughout parts of the practice. And just noticing how that feels to shut off one sense and also to bring it back online. And the final one is going to be our sense of touch. Okay. So if it feels okay for you to keep your eyes closed here, then keeping your eyes closed, really listening very carefully to my instructions. And if you feel that you need to kind of take a little peek, that's all right. So we're going to bring the palms together in front of the heart center. So prayer position. Palms together in prayer in front of the heart. And just take a few moments to notice how the fingertips feel against one another, how the palms feel against one another, and also how the prayer feels against the heart center, against the chest. And you might feel that slight rise of the chest and the ribs into the prayer as you breathe in. You might kind of draw away as you breathe out. And take a couple of more breaths here, just noticing anything else that may be calling your attention about the body, how it feels. Lovely. So we'll keep the left hand in contact with the right hand and arm, but we're going to extend the right arm out to the side. So the left hand, fingertips will slide up from the palm, up the wrist, the inside of the arm, all the way to the shoulder as the right arm reaches out to the side. Exhale to slide it back, bring the palms back into prayer pose in front of the heart center. Take it over towards the left. So left arm extends to the side, the right hand slides up, the inside of the arm to the shoulder, so the left arm reaches out, and then exhale as you slide it back in. We'll do that one more time each side, just noticing how it feels, just with that sense of touch. Moving with the breath. Exhale, prayer pose. Inhale, the arm reaches out to the side. Excuse me, itchy nose. This time we're going to follow the extending arm with our eyes. So as the right arm reaches out to the side, follow it. And then slide it back as you exhale back through to center. Take it to the other side, follow that hand. Two more each way. And this is really great for connecting to where your body is in space. With your eyes, as well as with your sense of touch. There's a lot of sensory information going on here. Good, we'll switch it back to eyes closed, if that felt comfortable for you. And does this feel any different now that your eyes are closed? So you've done it once with your eyes closed, and now once again, after you've followed that arm. Maybe the touch feels a little bit different, or maybe the quality of the stretch of the arm out to the side feels a bit different now that your eyes are closed. Lovely, we'll take one more each side. Okay, if you closed your eyes, gently flicker them open. Interlace the fingers, reach the hands up. And then exhale, invert the palms. Follow your gaze of your eyes towards your hands. See the direction in which you're reaching. So the palms are reaching up. Maybe you feel that stretch through the, I was going to say the balls of the fingers, the knuckles. Through the palms, tops of the palms, maybe through the wrists, through the fingers. If this feels too much for your neck to keep your gaze up, take the head back through to center. And then once again, maybe closing your eyes. What is it that you're feeling? Where do you feel the stretch? Feels very intense through the hands and through the elbows and armpits. Maybe soften the elbows, but keep that length through the spine. Still reaching up through the crown of the head. We'll take one more breath here. Good, opening the eyes again. If you close them, turn the palms back, and then follow the hands back as they float down. Good, place the hands onto the mat. Spreading through the fingers, place a big might have been sitting on. Okay, just getting my clock. And we've done a little bit of this in previous sessions, that kind of cat padding motion. So if you've ever seen a cat kind of bedding down, it has this kind of padding motion through the hands, through the paws, even they don't have hands, do they? Alright, so for those of you who haven't done this with me before, I'll explain very briefly. So making sure your wrists are in a comfortable position. If that means taking the wrists slightly in front of the shoulders, please do. So we're going to peel the hands off one at a time in 3 parts. So you'll first peel the heel of the right hand off and leave the knuckles and the fingers down. And then lift the knuckles just to the fingertips. Make sure you've got a lot of support through the left hand. And then lift the fingers. And then we'll place it down in those 3 ways. First the heel of the hand, then the knuckles. See if you can keep the fingers lifted. And then the fingertips come down. Good. Shift it to the right. So we'll peel the left heel of the hand off. Knuckles and fingers stay down. Then peel the knuckles off. Fingertips stay down. And lift the fingertips. Heel of the hand comes down. Then the knuckles. Try to keep the fingers lifted as much as you can. And then the fingers come down. So you can take it in those 3 stages, pausing at each stage. Or if it feels like you just want to flow through, please do, but just making sure it's going heel to fingertip, heel to fingertip. So lifting heel to fingertip, placing down heel to fingertip, lifting heel to fingertip, placing heel to fingertip. And follow that movement with your hands. No, that's wrong. Follow the movement of your hands with your eyes. That's what I meant to say. And I'm asking you to listen very carefully, and I'm giving you completely wrong instructions. Do excuse me. It's Sunday. That is my excuse. Take 1 more each side. And then we're going to do the same, but with eyes closed, if that feels okay. Please, if at any point you don't feel comfortable with part of the practice, you absolutely don't have to do it. Okay, so closing your eyes now, if that feels comfortable. Peeling the right hand off, either in those 3 steps or flowing. And then placing down. Same to the left. It may feel a little strange, or it may feel like, this feels quite nice with my eyes closed, or it may not feel that nice. Notice what arises as you flow through. Another few rounds. Another 3 or 4. Our senses are really quite astounding. They really astound me. There's a story of, I think they called him Bat Boy because of the hearing that he developed due to not being able to see. Take 1 more each side. It's always some kind of compensation that we make. Alright, gently flickering the eyes back open and noticing where your hands are. I've noticed that my hands have slightly shifted off to the right because I've had my eyes closed. Alrighty. So from there, stepping it back into your plank, making sure you're lifting out of the shoulders. Press down into the fingertips and the tops of the palms, almost like you're trying to lift the heels of the hands, but they stay where they are. We'll take one more breath here. Exhale as you rock back up to downward facing dog, lifting the hips up and back, extending through the side body. Inhale, roll it back to plank. Pressing forward through the crown of the head, kicking back through the heels. And then exhale, extending it back to your downward facing dog. Take one more like this with eyes closed. And then we'll do one more with eyes open, and then we'll do 3 with eyes closed. So rocking back. And inhale, rocking forward to plank. 2 more, rocking back on the exhale. Rocking forward on the inhale. Make sure you still got that good grip around the fingertips, pressing down into the tops of the palms. And then exhale, lift all the way back up to downward facing dog. And maybe flickering open the eyes if you close them. Good. Any shimmies, any shakes that you want to take here? Just letting go. You might be doing some kind of little shoulder rolls, maybe taking a salsa dog. Just letting go of any from the week. So any rubbish from the week. Alrighty. Looking forward, rise into the balls of the feet. Exhale to step or float your way to the top of the mat. Inhale, unwind the spine, reach the crown of the head forward. Placing the hands to the shins. Then exhale, keeping the hands on the shins, rolling forward. Forward fold. Take 2 more like this. So press the hands into the shins. The shoulder blades draw down the back. Spine lengthens. You've got that bit of feedback of the hands against the legs. And then exhale, release that pressure. Allow the elbows to bend and the body to fold. 1 more like this. Find that length through the spine. Crown of the head reaches forward. Exhale, forward fold, softening. Good. From there, inhale, float the arms forward and up. We rise tall, rise up. Energy lifts. Exhale, floating the prayer back to the heart center. So we're going to take 3 sun salutations. So 4 sun salutations, sorry. 2 of them with eyes open, and then 2 with optional eyes closed. So, again, this is optional. Releasing the arms down to the body line, or it might be with kind of eyes semi-closed. Okay, inhale, sweep the arms up, rise up, reach up. The eyes are open for the first 2, remember. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, place the hands to the shins, reach the crown of the head forward, lengthen. Exhale, fingertips come down, step the right foot back. So we're taking Shivananda sun salutations. Back knee comes down. Inhale, lift the heart, the gaze, maybe also the arms in your low lunge. Exhale, plant the hands, slide the left knee back. Good. Inhale, spread across the collarbones. Try to drag the hands back so you're kind of in a long cow pose. Exhale, bend the elbows, slowly lower yourselves down. Inhale, the shoulders are lifted away from the mat. Heart draws forward, low cobra. Exhale, press it back to downward facing dog. Inhale, sweep the right leg high, 3-legged down dog. Exhale to step the right foot forward. Back knee comes down. Inhale, the energy lifts the heart, the gaze, maybe also the arms. Exhale, take the fingertips down. Good. Keep the back toes tucked. Inhale, little jump step up of the back foot. Place the hands to the shins, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, forward fold, release. Inhale, sweep the arms overhead, rise tall. Exhale, floating the prayer down to the heart space. Other side. Inhale, reach the arms up. Eyes are still open for this one. Exhale, forward fold. Follow your eyes as you take it down. What do you see? Inhale, hands to the shins. Shoulders draw away from the ears. Find that space around the neck. Exhale, fingertips come down. Step the left foot back this time. Back knee comes down. Low lunge. Inhale, the energy rises. Maybe the arms as well. Exhale, hands plant. Slide the front foot back onto the knee. Inhale, the heart rises, lift through the sit bones. Exhale, lower yourselves down. Keep the shoulders drawing away from the mat. Inhale, lift into low cobra. Press down through the front of the pelvis. Exhale, rise up to your downward facing dog. Inhale, the left leg lifts with control. Exhale, the foot steps forward. Low lunge, back knee draws down. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, place the fingertips back down. The back toes are tucked. For your little inhale, jump step up. Placing the hands to the legs, reach forward through the crown of the head. Exhale, forward fold. Follow the gaze down as well. Inhale, reach the arms overhead, rise it up. Exhale, floating the prayer down to the heart space. Take a pause here. This is your opportunity to take away one of your senses, the sense of sight, just to help gauge a little bit more about what's happening orally, hourly even, talking about the ears, and also what's happening with your sense of touch with the body physically. So again, this is an option, it's not an obligation. Feel free to dispense of this part of the practice and keep your eyes open, or kind of cracked open. Okay, we're going to step back with the right foot. So inhale, the arms rise up, lengthening through the side body. Exhale, forward folding. Inhale, we lengthen halfway, hands placed on the legs, reach the crown of the head forward. Exhale, place the fingertips down to the mat, the right foot steps back, the back knee comes down. Inhale, lift up to your lunge. Again, option to reach the arms up. Exhale, plant the hands. Embrace any wobbles here. Slide the left knee back. Lift through the sit bones, spread across the collarbones. And then exhale, bend the elbows, lower yourselves down. Keep the shoulder blades drawing in towards the spine. As you inhale, lift into low cobra. Very little weight on the hands here. Exhale, rise up to downward facing dog. Right leg. Inhale, the right leg lifts nice and controlled. To make sure not to fling the leg. Exhale, step the right foot forward. Back knee comes down, low lunge. Take it in. Lifting the gaze, the heart, maybe also the arms. Exhale, the fingertips come down. Good, the back toes are tucked. Take a little jump, step up, nice and slow. Just make sure you're not destabilizing. Lengthen through the spine, the hands are on the legs. Exhale, softening, folding forward. Inhale, we rise up, reach the arms over the head. Whoops. Exhale, floating the prayer down to the heart space. Take the other side. Inhale, rise. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Keep that spine long, crown of the head reaches long, back of the neck is long. Exhale, fingertips down to the mat, step the left foot back, back knee draws down. So opening up through the front of the left hip as the heart rises, and maybe also the arms. Exhale, hands plant. Palms on the mat, slide the right foot back onto the knee. Lifting through the sit bones, spreading across the collarbones, reaching the heart forward. Exhale, lower down, nice and slow. Feel that resistance through the arms. Shoulder blades draw together at the bottom. Inhale, low cobra. Heavy through the legs and the pelvis. Exhale, rise up, press up, lift it up and back, downward facing dog. Inhale, the left leg lifts with the whole breath. Use the whole breath to lift the leg. Exhale to step the foot forward. Back knee places down. Inhale into your low lunge. Finding that length through the front of the right hip. Exhale, the fingertips come down. Back toes remain tucked. Inhale, little jump step up of the back foot. Lengthening through the spine, placing the hands to the legs. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, we rise to stand. Exhale, floating the prayer down to the heart space. The eyes closed, gently flicker them open. Just notice how you feel after those 4 sun salutations, 2 with eyes open and maybe two with your eyes closed. Good, one more breath here. Okay, from there, taking the hands behind. You're going to extend the arms, reach the arms as far as you can away from the body. The shoulder blades are drawing in towards the spine and the arms are reaching back. Take another 2 breaths here. Imagine you're trying to press, box in between the hands. And then from there, slowly start to catch the arms. So maybe you're taking a hold of the opposite thumbs. Maybe you're interlacing fingers, you're taking the opposite forearms. Keep the shoulder blades drawing in towards the spine and down the back. From there, reach the arms away from the body. Transfer the weight off into the right foot. And slide the left foot back. Plant back, heel down. Good. Lift through the heart space. And then as you exhale, try to drag the feet together. So you feel that strain through the inner thighs. And then fold from the hips. You want to keep the spine long for as long as you can. So keep lifting the sit bones up. If you wish to close your eyes here, you might notice that it challenges your balance a bit. Might feel a bit more wobbly on the feet, that's okay. Or the intrinsic muscles through the feet are working just that little bit harder. One more breath here. Good, the next inhale lifts you back up. And exhale, release the bind. Good, transfer the weight forward into the right foot, peel the back foot off, and then draw the left knee forward. Hug your arms around that left knee or shin. I'll just show you from the front. Don't worry if your knee isn't all the way in towards your heart center, your knee might be here. So just, working with your range of motion. Pressing down through the big toe of this standing foot. And once again, maybe closing your eyes. Notice what happens. You may find that you start to wobble a bit more. I know that I do. Whoops! Have a little hop about. Maybe open your eyes once again. Find your balance. And perhaps you're taking it back. We'll take one more breath in. Okay, let go of that foot, let go of the knees, sorry. Take the hands down, release the spine, maybe give your hips a little bit of a shake out. That was a lot of work for that right buttock, eh? Good. We'll take the other side, same. Reaching the arms behind. And then start to find your way, because you can't see. You need to find your way. Arms in space, either taking a hold of the thumbs, interlacing fingers, or catch the opposite forearms. You're reaching the arms away from the body. Transfer the weight off into the left foot. Slide the right foot back. The heel comes down. It's important you've got that back heel down so you find some kind of stability on the feet. Try to drag the feet together. Lift through the heart space. And then as you start to fold, lift through the sit bones as well. So long spine. Arms are reaching away from the body. You might be feeling that stretch through the back of this front leg. Again, maybe bring the eyes to be closed. Notice if that creates any difference in how you experience the pose. Either balance-wise or sensation-wise. Does it create more focus? Does it create less focus? Another 2 breaths here. The next inhale lifts you all the way back up to stand. Release the bind. Transfer the weight forward into this left leg, right foot peels off. Lift the right knee towards the torso. Take around the shin, maybe hugging it in with your arms or your hands. And you're pressing the floor away through the left leg. Maybe you shut off just one eye this time. If you found that it was very, very frustrating closing both eyes, you just can't balance. That's all right. Try one eye. And then maybe switch. And maybe switch again. And again. Until you start to gently close that other opened eye. And maybe you find your balance. Take another couple of breaths here. Have a little hop about. Maybe open your eyes once again. Find your balance. And then release that leg down. Shake out the arms, shake out the hips, shake out the legs. All right. It's good not to always take yourself so seriously. So, we'll take one flow to get ourselves onto the mat. So stepping to the top of the mat, inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. You can keep your eyes open or close them, whichever you feel kind of benefited you most. Lengthening on the inhale. Exhale, we'll step it back into a plank. Plant the hands, feet, step back. We'll take a pause here. And then exhale, lower down to the knees. Spread across the collarbones, lift through the sit bones. Exhale, lower down, nice and slow. Glide the shoulder blades together as you take it down. Inhale, low cobra. Oops. Exhale, rise up, downward facing dog. When you're ready, rising to the balls of the feet, we'll come to sit. Exhale to stipple, float through to seated. Lovely. Alrighty. So taking the hands behind. So you're kind of kickstanding the body Trying to slide the hands away, steepling the fingers so you're on your fingertips. And heel toe, the feet slightly further apart. So as you exhale, keeping the heart facing the front, the knees are going to turn towards the right. And then inhale, drop back through to center. Exhale towards the left. Again, keeping your heart facing center. Back through to left. And just noticing what you feel around the hip region and around the lower spine as you kind of windscreen wiper the knees from side to side. Okay, as the knees draw over towards the right, the left hand slides onto the right knee. Keep yourself propped up through the right hand. Maybe you bring the palm of the hand down onto the mat, especially if you feel like your fingers are starting to ache a bit. And then from there, slide the left hand towards the right, up through the inside of the arm, to the shoulder, across the chest, towards the left, down the left side of the body, and to the right knee. So you're kind of following a square-ish. To the shoulder, down the left side of the body, through the inside of the right thigh to the knee. Again, maybe closing your eyes here, just following that line. Very, very gentle. Keeping the twist. One more. Take another couple of breaths here, lifting up through the crown of the head, spreading across the collarbones, opening around the heart space. Okay, gently flickering the eyes open, guide the left hand back behind you, and then we'll take it to the other side, just so that my back isn't towards you. I'll turn the other way. Good. So the knees come towards the left. Right hand places on the left knee. We twist towards the left. Again, maybe you're placing that left palm down. So you're going to slide that right hand over towards the left hand, up the inside of the arm to the shoulder, across to the right shoulder, down that right side of the body, crisscrosses the inside of the left thigh to the knee. So you're drawing that kind of square-ish. It's a very rough square. Ooh. Taking one more with your eyes opened. And then option to close your eyes as you take it through. So as I said before, our senses are remarkable, and how the brain can shift and change and compensate for skills that are maybe not needed, or parts of the brain that aren't really being used. It's an extraordinary story of a little boy who was called Bat Boy. Not because he looked like a bat, but because he developed this incredible sense of hearing, basically echolocation, which is what bats do. That's how they sense objects, because their sense of sight is not very good at all. So they use echolocation to find out where objects are, so they're not constantly flying into objects and knocking themselves out. So this little boy was able to, sense how far away a car was, what kind of room he was, what room he was in, and stuff like that. Really incredible, really, really incredible. So we can hone our skills just if we practice certain things. So closing your eyes and practicing this sense of touch gets you a little bit more sensitive to sense of touch and what you're feeling. It also helps sensitize your hearing. Take one more. Good. Final breath in your held twist. So the right hand is now on the left knee. Maybe flickering the eyes open. Guide the right hand back behind you. Untwist. Okay. Lovely. So we're going to finish with a forward fold before coming to our body scan, our moving body scan. So make sure that you're comfy. You might be sitting on a bolster or a cushion just to get the weight up and forward, especially if you don't really feel very much length through the hamstrings or stretch through the hamstrings. We don't want it to be too intense. We do want to get some stretch and line through the body. I like to place something under the backs of my knees just to make it a little bit softer. You might be placing something underneath your torso as well. So you're rounding forward, very kind of lazy caterpillar. Caterpillar is a yin pose. And we're targeting the back line of the body. All the way through the backs of the legs, up through the spine, the back of the neck. And just allow yourself to be held here by your props and by the earth below. You may wish to close your eyes here. I know often teachers can say close your eyes in order to journey inwards. We can journey inwards with our eyes open as well. If you've ever found yourself daydreaming or ruminating, this is a way of journeying inwards without actually closing your eyes. So draw yourself inside, either with your eyes open or closed. And just notice that sense of grounding, touch of the body on the mat, on any props that you may be using, and the feel of any props against your body that may not be grounding. That might be props between your thighs and your chest, between your torso and thighs. And giving yourself permission to soften into this pose. We'll be here for another minute or so. Being with the sensations of this restorative forward fold. No striving needed, just full support by the earth and your props. in your own time, gently unfurling the spine, uncurling, rising up, and finding your way to a comfortable lying position. So use your props should you need to. You might be keeping a pillow or cushions or a bolster under the backs of the knees. You might be placing a pillow under the back of the head. Use any blankets. And I'm going to stay sitting up as I guide you through this short body scan. So making sure that you're in a comfortable lying position. Please take your time to get there. Shifting the position of your feet, your legs, your pelvis, your spine, shoulder blades, arms, neck, and head. And as I mentioned at the beginning of the practice, this will be a gentle, moving body scan. So if you've practiced body scan before, a body scan or body scanning, you'll be familiar with this practice of bringing awareness to different parts of the body. But with a moving body scan, we bring awareness and little movement. So that gives us a little bit more sensory information. As I said, sometimes the thalamus, part of the brain which is involved with sensory perception, can be affected by things like stress, anxiety and depression. So if you're in that place, that's okay. There is something that you can do about it. And this is a practice that can be really helpful for helping boost this part of the brain. So you can do this with your eyes closed. You can do this with your eyes opened. Whatever feels most comfortable in this moment, here and now. So taking your awareness now to your right toes, the toes of the right foot. Starting very gently to give them a little wriggle. Noticing any sensations. And as you wriggle them, maybe you also feel sensations through the rest of the foot. If you've got socks on, maybe you feel that wriggling of your toes against your sock and the material that gently glides against the skin of your foot and the toenails. And now bringing the movement and the awareness into the right ankle. There might be little shifts from side to side or rotations. Noticing any sensations that you feel in the right ankle. You might also feel muscles move through the lower leg of the right leg as you move that ankle. What are those sensations? How do you experience them? Now very gentle movements into the right knee. And just take care, especially if there's any pain going on in any of your joints, to not press or move towards that pain. And now bring the awareness to the right hip. So you might be keeping the leg extended and gently rolling the leg in and out. So you feel that movement inside the hip. Perhaps you feel that rolling of the buttock against the mat. Maybe like a gentle massage as you move that right leg. Now taking the awareness down into the left toes, the toes of the left foot. So just allowing the right leg to let go and bring your awareness and little movements down into the toes of the left foot. Little wriggles, maybe stretching out, spreading and scrunching up. Noticing the sensations as you move through the toes of the left foot. You also feel some movement through the sole of the foot, maybe through the arch. And now drawing the movement and awareness to the left ankle. What do you feel? What is the quality of the movement like? Very gentle. You feel that in the lower leg, some of the muscles moving, helping mobilize that left ankle. Now drawing it up into the left knee. You might be sliding the foot away and sliding it towards you so you can bend the knee. Very, very gentle. Finally bring it up into the left hip, rolling the leg from side to side. Perhaps feeling that massage around the left buttock. And then letting that go. A little shimmy of the spine from side to side. Moving through the spine, noticing how that feels. Now drawing up into the neck, bringing the awareness to the muscles and the bones in the neck. Very gentle rock of the head from side to side. Taking it down into the right arm. So rolling the arm in and out just very gently. So you're moving the arm in the shoulder. And very gently bring it into the right elbow. And it doesn't even have to be, the elbow doesn't have to flex all the way. It might be just very little movements. Might feel that length through the inner elbow as the arm extends. Bring the movement down into the right wrist. Noticing how the forearm moves. And finally into the fingers and the hand, the right fingers and hand. Drawing over into the left arm, letting go of the right, gently rolling that left arm in and out, gentle movement around the left arm and shoulder, and then bring the movement and awareness now into the left elbow. Very gentle mobilizations, very, very gentle. The awareness now to the left wrist, And finally into the fingers of the left hand, stretching them out, curling them in, noticing how that feels, and gently letting go, giving permission for the body to receive all this information. Giving yourself a few moments of stillness if that feels okay. And in your own time, taking a big breath in, maybe a stretch of the arms over the head, maybe even a yawn. Guiding yourself to one side, rolling to one side. Pausing there. And finally pressing up to sit, to close. Bring the palms together in front of the heart center. Again, an option to close your eyes here, just as we started. The same, feeling the fingertips against one another, the palms, heels, the hands, and the prayer against the chest. So as with anything, our sensory processing is a skill, and unless there's something going on, such as you're losing your sight or you're going deaf, there are certain things that we can do to help improve, become a little bit more sensitive, so that we've got a better connection with the world around us. So thank you all for joining me this afternoon. Thank you for being brave and accepting these teachings, for practicing with me, for practicing with yourself. And I look forward to sharing more with you next week. So just before we finish, if you have any questions whatsoever, please feel free to ask. You can always ask in the comments below. And MoreMind has this wonderful 10 for 10. So starting tomorrow, each day a different teacher, lovely teachers on the MoreMind team will be sharing different meditative and breath practices for the next 10 days. I will be one of them. I'm not sure what day I'll be teaching on, but these videos will be shared on Instagram, so please join. You can either join live, or I think they'll be archived, so they'll be there for your delectation should you miss them at the time of day when they go live. Again, any questions, please feel free to ask, and have a wonderful rest of your afternoon. Please take care of yourself, take care of your loved ones, and I'll see you, well, I won't see you, but I'll share the practice with you next week. Cheers, guys. Alright all, take care, and I will share more with you next week. So today was all about sensory information. We're going to go a little bit deeper into that next week, so this was just kind of a taster. Okay, take care, look after yourselves, keep dry as well, and until next week.